Amarilys Santiago. I was born in March 9, 1982 in Ponce, Puerto Rico. The way my parents raised me and treated me when I was a younger adult and a teenager affect me tremendously, not in the negative part, I would say. I think it helped me to become a better mother for my children. Like nowadays, 2023, you as a parent have to fight with, the pros and cons of the society, and then try to maintain your children, doing good in the midst of all the craziness that you're going around. It's kind of like tough. So basically the way they raise me make me understand that my kids do have a voice, and that my children, they need to be heard, and they need to feel like they are listened, and that the conversations are happening. So raising my kids, knowing the way my parents raised me, I kept some things, and then some other things I adjusted or make them better. For example, I'm still a strict parent. All my children have a curfew at the house. There's rules, the responsibilities that each other have to be accounted for. But we talk, we're open to conversations, we're open to their opinions. I specifically let them talk and express their feelings, either when they're happy, sad, upset, or in not agreement with my decisions as a parent. But I let them talk. It is at the end of the conversation, it is what I think it's best for them as a parent, but they understand the reasons behind it. But it did affect me on raising them differently, to make them feel more secure by themselves, to make them feel more entitled to their opinions, and always to push forward. Based on the way my parents raised me and the way they treated me with no trust, and not feeling comfortable letting me be me at that time, or expressing myself on the things that I wanted to do and the things I view life at that point. Whilst I was in college, I met this guy, which is currently the father of my 3 kids, and I would have to say that the decisions I made based on my parents raising me, they were not the best. Like, for example, for my parents not allowing me to go out with him to the movie theater with my sibling, because they couldn't trust me, made me take the decisions that in order for me to be free or out of their strict environment, I would have to be pregnant. They always said the day you become pregnant and not finish school, or you do it before the time is supposed to happen, you have to leave. So basically, I knew what was going to happen. I planned it, and I left the house when I was 2 months pregnant. I let them know that I was pregnant, and I was already ready to leave the house. So I would say that even though that was a stupid decision back then, it all worked out at the end. I would say after 17 years, but at the moment it wasn't the best decision. I wasn't financially stable. I wasn't done with college, so I have many responsibilities. I would say that probably when my son turned probably like 10 months before the year, the relationship started to be a little rocky. When I say rocky, I mean there was a lot of verbal aggression. Mentally and emotionally, I was a little depressed, I would say. I didn't recognize that it was depression, but I can say now that I was depressed because of the way he was treating me. But back then, before my son turned a year, he started working for the government in Puerto Rico, and he was a young guy that never drank, never smoked, never did any type of drugs, and all of a sudden he started drinking very often. It started one day, and then from one day it turned to 3-4 days a week. Sometimes he'd even come to the house, and that started to affect the relationship to the point that I was suspecting, you know, him cheating on me or things that they were not right, because I was always by myself. When I was 10 months old, I found out, when my son was 10 months old, I found out that I was pregnant of my second child. For me, that was a good news. He was excited at the beginning, but I had to say that after a couple months down the road, probably after 3-4 months of pregnancy, things turned really ugly between us, to the point that I wasn't able to go to my parents' house. I wasn't able to go to school and come back, you know, go to college and come back and rest a little bit. Having a year old and a pregnancy, I felt that he was not understanding me, that I needed to rest because I was working, going to college, and taking care of a kid and a pregnancy. He was never home, so most of the days I was exhausted. I didn't want to clean, or I didn't want to like do anything because the kid, my son, was really like time consuming. And
my relationship with my mom growing up was pretty good. It was like honestly, she was like my best friend. Like, I never was scared to speak up or tell her something because I would be getting in trouble. Like, I was always honest with her about stuff. Obviously we bumped heads and stuff like that, but seeing her like work hard for me and my siblings, and seeing her do the most for others and herself, it really like shaped me into being a strong, independent young woman. Like, seeing her help others made me want to help others, and it just, her story made me realize that nothing could stop me from doing what I want to do. Nothing could stop me from getting where I want to get to.
So my relationship with my mom was very not confusing, but like not complicated either. It was great. She raised me. She was amazing. She did everything she had to do, even through her struggle. When I think about my mom, or when I look at my mom, I always remember these last 19, 20 years that she's been raising me and my sisters. She's one of the strongest women I've known. She's had me at a very young age, and she went to college with me and my sisters. She tried to graduate, give us a roof to live under. She, you know, made me who I am today. My relationship with her was very good. In high school is when it started getting rocky, especially when my bad grades, and then I would end up lying about, you know, stupid things, or